Dinosaurs, wizards, knife crime? Universal Studios coming to Bedford, and it might just save it. Is migration now a security threat? Human rights groups claim Starmer's staff talk put all the immigrants at risk. Visa fees are up again. How much to stay in Britain now? I'm truly considering selling a kidney.
This is fine.
Refugees worth billions? A new report says yes, if the UK start the immigration reforms. Say goodbye to spontaneous trips to Paris. Brits are joining the third country club with new travel rules. My name is Stanislav, and this channel is your go-to source of everything you need as a foreigner in the UK. You are watching my new experimental show Migrant Matters, your dose of immigration insights made simple. No noise, just quick news you can use to navigate life in the UK. Hit subscribe, show some love with the like, and I really want to know your opinion in the comments. Make some tea and let's start. Recently, Prime Minister Keir Starmer labeled irregular migration a global security threat. Over 130 human rights groups urged him to reconsider, arguing such language demonizes migrants and fuels negative public attitudes. And it's not just asylum seekers in boats. This affects skilled workers, students, their families, even their dogs, probably. Basically anyone without British passport. After World War II, the UN Refugee Convention was established to protect people fleeing persecution, ensuring they are not returned to danger, like Jewish refugees aboard the MS St. Louis in 1939. Many turned away, then later died in the Holocaust. A core convention principle is non-refoulement, not returning refugees to danger. Yet, the UK's Illegal Migration Act blocks asylum claims from irregular arrivals, pushing them to apply from safe third countries like Rwanda. Critics argue this breaks both the letter and spirit of international law. Government targets smugglers, not refugees, but groups like Refugee Action warn this creates a false divide between good and bad migrants. Anti-immigrant sentiment is rising. 52% want less immigration. 69% think the government mishandles it. Asylum seekers are just the tip of the iceberg. Quite convenient target for the politician to score points, right? But deeper anti-immigrant sentiment has other roots. Curious about what's really behind this negativity? I found explanation in recent studies. Aside from a basic human fear of outsiders, several social factors drive these feelings. Wage pressure. Many British workers, especially those earning less, blame immigration for falling wages, even though multiple studies show immigration actually has little impact on pay. Housing shortages. Immigrants are often blamed for the UK housing crisis. But evidence points out to deeper issues like government underinvestment, planning restrictions and poor housing policies, not immigration. Pressure on public services. Immigrants are sometimes accused for overloading healthcare and education and other services. It's fair, but research consistently shows immigrants contribute significantly through taxes, often covering more than the cost of the services. In fact, that's partly why they're here. Then there are cultural factors. It's hard to discuss objectively, which makes it easy to stir up negative feelings against immigrants. Starmer's tough talk might score political points, but it affects real lives. Last year, 1.2 million arrived in the UK. Nearly 1 million skilled worker visas were issued in 3 years to doctors, engineers, builders, coders. Each one brings in 16,000 in annual taxes. It's 2,000 more than UK-born workers. The NHS, 16% foreign-born staff, tech, 30%, hospitality, 25%, construction, 20%. Immigrant entrepreneurs create up to 400,000 jobs annually. These aren't just stats. Imagine if everyone without a British passport vanished. Could the UK survive? Technically, yes, but I ran the numbers like Doctor Strange. Millions of outcomes. And unlike the Avengers, I didn't find any where it ends well. GDP would shrink, inflation rise, key industries would take decades to recover. Studies show a link between asylum seekers and slight rise in property crime, but asylum seekers can't work while awaiting decisions, leaving them unable to contribute. But for violent crime, studies find no significant link. Actually, supported immigration tends to lower crime. This is the question of good management. So why the fear? headlines. Sensationalized media coverage often portrays immigrants negatively, linking them to crime or economic challenges, which amplifies public anxieties. I used to work in media, so I know how it works. This is classic propaganda tactics, and the media is caught on this trap too. Once a topic gains traction, it's hard not to keep riding the hype train. Don't get me wrong, I'm not making judgments, just observing that some people loudly blame migrants, yet quietly depend on them. And unfortunately, immigrants themselves often aren't in the position to speak up. Landlords hesitate renting to foreign names. Job applicants get overlooked. Even if you are legal, working, and paying taxes, this language can make you feel like an outsider. It creates a mindset where anyone with an accent is suspicious until proven otherwise. While some politicians are shouting threats, others are quietly getting to work. A new report from the Commission on the Integration of Refugees says the UK asylum system is broken but fixable. If refugees had access to work and English lessons, they would add 1.2 billion to the economy in 5 years. Rather than isolating refugees in hotels, the report recommends empowering local councils to provide housing, job support, tap into people's talents, and deliver the services they actually need. The Commission also suggests appointing a Minister for Refugees to streamline policy, plus extending the 28-day move-on period for new refugees. Expecting someone to integrate in 4 weeks after years of waiting is a bit unrealistic, right? So, in a nutshell, experts agree that refugees have the potential to become vital members of society, whether as nurses, carers, or builders, if given the chance. The real challenge is shifting the perspective from seeing migration as a threat to recognizing it as an opportunity. Yet, with the current anti-immigrant sentiment, where over half of the country is ready to send everyone back today, it seems unlikely that this shift will happen anytime soon, because populist politics often align with the majority sentiments. This typically leads to policies that make life even harder for immigrants. Starting April 9th, visa fees are rising again. Apparently, the best way to attract skilled workers is charging more for the privilege, helping your economy. Interesting logic, right? For instance, we need to pay for the visas and insurance for me and my kids soon, and it would be around 9k for 2 years. Can you imagine this? I pay for the insurance twice because I also pay other taxes. Feels like UK is squeezing me dry, but apparently that's still not enough. From visitors to skilled workers and students, nearly everyone is getting hit. Quick breakdown. A 6-month visitor visa is up 10.5%. Long-term visas are also up to 10%. A 10-year visa now costs £1,059. A student visa, 7% increase. Skilled worker visas are up to 7%. Spouse or partner visas cost nearly £2,000. And indefinite leave to remain is £3,029. Sponsorship fees for employers are soaring as well. Minimum salaries for skilled workers jumped 82%. PhD roles start over 30k. Care providers must prove local hiring efforts first. Employers in healthcare, tech and construction are struggling to fill roles. Britain is like, we desperately need skilled workers. And also Britain. That'll be 1,500, a kidney and your firstborn child, please. The government says it's about attracting top talent, but critics say it's closing the door while the house burns.
This is fine.
And it's just another way to profit off people with no choice but to pay. Official reason? Reducing taxpayer burden. Translation? Give me your money. Why? Because fuck you, that's why. Immigrants keep key sectors running, but these fees make Britain less attractive. Other countries are hiring too, by the way. Check out my recent video here, and I put it in the description. As a Russian, I've lived through a bureaucratic nightmare for needing visa for pretty much anywhere. It's a special kind of hell, and now Britons, you're getting a taste of it. Welcome to the Third Country Club. Membership include paperwork, pre-approvals, and the slow death of spontaneous travel. Starting April 2, quite a big changes are coming for UK-Europe travel. From mid-2025, UK citizens traveling to Europe will need European Travel Information and Authorization System. It's not a visa, just a pre-travel authorization. It will cost around £6 and allows multiple stays of up to 90 days within 180-day period. Think of it as the price of croissant. Unless you are in Paris, then it's maybe more like 15 euros. Europeans visiting the UK face similar bureaucracy, with ETAs costing £16. Both systems aim to streamline post-Brexit border security. Spontaneous European getaway might need a bit more planning. Forgetting to apply could even mean being turned away at the border. Big news! Universal Studios arrives in Bedfordshire in 2031. Because apparently someone saw the local crime stats and thought, you know what Bedford needs? Dinosaurs and minions. Soon you'll be dodging raptors and casting spells just off the A421, north of Luton. This mega park creates 28,000 jobs, drawing 8.5 million visitors annually. Meanwhile, airport's 2.4 billion expansion doubles its capacity, adding another 11,000 jobs in the region. Experts predict a 50 billion boost in the economy. Oxford-Cambridge corridor gets a glow-up infrastructure and businesses. And honestly, Bedford could use a hero like Harry Potter, because its crime rates are comparable with Forbidden Forest. Knife crime is among the worst in England, and bike theft is one of the highest in the country. Creating thousands of local jobs could help reduce unemployment, which often links to crime. With a focus on local hiring and training, the park could foster community pride, helping make the area safer. Sure, the usual Twitter/X crowd is rolling their eyes and spewing hot takes. But personally, I think this project is a quite good strategic move. Experts see it as a transformative economic opportunity for Bedfordshire. And the good news is now when someone chases you in Bedford, it's probably part of the Jurassic Park experience and not the dude with the knife. And after visiting Universal in the US, I can honestly say it's going to be amazing. That's this week's news, delivered from a Russian immigrant with love. If you loved what you heard, don't forget to like, subscribe and share with anyone who might be interested in my content. See you next week, guys.